to day 2 of the Under the Abbey Stand on tour diaries. Very fresh from a nice evening, Tom.
Yeah. I feel like the day 3 on tour is going to have a very crackled voice.
Yeah, I think so. Last night, I think anyone who listened to that pod might realise that we did progressively get a little bit more pissed throughout the pod. I think we just about held it together.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, like, obviously, not the last pod before coming out, but the one before that obviously featured a voice note from me, which was at times quite intoxicated. I'd say we weren't quite there, but maybe not quite a million miles away.
But I tell you what we did manage to find is a fantastic jingle, which is, again, one of the things I'm most proud of. And at this point, are you only doing pods if there's a sort of novelty jingle or music attached to it?
Yes. In a word, yeah.
Anyway, look, you join us in the morning on Thursday morning. Tom, how about you set the scene where we are?
We are in the most open, warmest place on the planet, I think. No, we're at the Pinatar Arena, watching Cambridge United train, which is quite cool. Just had a nice chat with Neil Harris, which is good.
And we're going to have another one with him later, which has come as a bit of a surprise. We're going to have a proper sit down with him. He said as long as it's an aircon, he confirmed that, and we went, yep, 100%, mate.
And not interfering with their paddle tournament as well.
Correct, yeah, which is crucial.
Which is fair.
Which is very, very, very important. It had nice to have a few catch up with a few people down here. There's a couple of trialists here. We've got their names, but I'm sure we'll chat about them a bit more tomorrow. Maybe a bit of, I don't know if it's really news, but absentees. Ryan Loft isn't here. I don't know if that surprises you.
Not particularly.
No. Who's when you look out over there? What are your observations? We're just currently watching a little sort of half-pitch game. What are your big observations from what you're seeing here?
The main one is that Patrick Bauer is absolutely gigantic.
He is huge, isn't he?
Can't quite get over that.
Yeah. Yeah, he is absolutely enormous. I don't quite know how they're coping in this, to be fair. They're only doing an hour's training this morning, and we're sat on some steps. I am roasting.
Yeah,
right
now. I'm not afraid to admit this on the broadcast. I'm sweating.
Yeah.
I'm sweating quite profusely.
It's really going to become a theme of this pod, isn't it?
Yeah, just like watching people run around in this weather, it's making me quite hot, I think. Making me quite sweaty.
I tell you who I'm liking the
look
of.
Not in a weird way.
I tell you who I'm liking the look of looking out here. Gassan. The Gasman looks like an absolute threat in this little game, don't you think? Big boy. He's got absolute potential this year, I reckon. There's a few whispers around here that they really fancy him for a big season. The other absentee, obviously, is Stead, which is such a shame because I think it would have been so class to see him up close, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Again, we chatted about it briefly yesterday, but I think just like this feels like the week or I don't think they're doing a full week here, are they? But, this is the trip where, you feel like he'd really integrate. So it's a real shame to miss him, I guess. There's plenty out here to make up for it.
Yeah. I love that we had in that brief chat we had with Neil just now, and I'm sure you'll hear it later when we chat again. But he's got such an emphasis on personality. What did he say just there? He said, if I've got 2 players for every position, one of them's got to have something about them.
Yeah.
Which it's just interesting that I think with the trialists, what you see a lot of, or what you mentioned there is, it's not just about their footballing ability. It's also about what they bring to the side in that respect. That's a lovely finish from 90 there. Love that. Anyway, sorry, that's not very good audio content. But yeah, it's interesting that, isn't it? You can you feel that personality being such a big part of his recruitment.
Yeah, I mean, it's cliche and it's the easiest thing to say, but we obviously see him on a Saturday for the most part, and these guys are working around each other every day. And you can imagine on a trip like this, like you do want a few personalities. So yeah, I think it's good to have that emphasis.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny, isn't it? Also, just Port Vale squad just walking past us here.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well, which is quite interesting. So if anyone's interested in what Port Vale are up to this pre-season, we're your men.
Right, look, I think we should wrap up this little segment. Hopefully, you can hear a bit of the training going on in the background for a nice bit of context. We've got some chats lined up later on with a few players, so that's coming up soon. I think Watts, Pelly and Knight definitely free, so you can look forward to those in the next few parts. Something we didn't mention yesterday, Tom, if you're listening to this, you're a Coconut Tier subscriber, we've got a WhatsApp chat now. It's we're sort of trying to. It was something that came out of the feedback form that we did, where we got Coconut Tier subscribers to tell us what they thought was missing, and a few people suggested a chat.
We also ignored all the ones which said just stop doing it.
Yeah. All the ones that said the value for money is terrible, which was no one. But yeah, we've got a WhatsApp chat live. There's a on Substack. You'll be able to find the link, and then just request to join the group. And it's a bit of a sort of social chat about United with fellow round payers. It's been good so far, hasn't it? It's been lively in 24 hours.
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, really, really good stuff. Everyone getting involved. But we'd expect nothing less.
Great to have a connection with our fantastic listeners.
Yeah, because they're obviously not round dodgers, we expected they'd be of a high quality individual.
A high quality human, yeah, correct. Well, brilliant. Okay, let's leave it there for now, and you'll see us maybe poolside with Kell Watts next. Kell, thanks very much for joining us. We're a bit sweatier than you are now. You freshened up after training. Before we get onto the proper football stuff, there's only one place to start. You've become known for the 5 pass. Let's talk me through, where's that come from, and how have you made such a little thing like that your signature?
Well, I played with, when I was at Plymouth, I was 21. I played with a centre-half, Niall Canavan, and I think during the season he maybe did it like 2 or 3 times. And I always thought like that got him out of trouble there, because he was like facing his own goal, striker coming down, and he's like just thied it back. Keeper picked the ball up, obviously, and he only did it like a couple of times or 3 times. But then I just got in my head that when I'm facing my keeper and a striker's giving you pressure and you're in a bit of an awkward situation, I just think I'll just thigh it back and then the keeper can just pick it up. So now sometimes I purposely let the ball run over my shoulder so I can
tell.
Turn around and thigh it back, just because I can keep the ball doing that. Then the keeper gets it. So that's how it started, and then now that every time I do it, the fans cheer as if I'm scoring a goal, and I'll just do it all the time.
My favourite thing, is, I don't know if you clock this, is away fans or like opposition fans who haven't seen it. Yeah. They often think it's a pass back, and I love watching them go up.
Such a good feeling, man. When they start thinking it's a back pass and start complaining, I can't help but on the pitch just laugh. I have like 2-3 seconds of just laugh, because all them are nibbling, like the ref and the lino. Even like lads on our bench will say, sometimes the opposition manager will say like, it's a back, like the last season, like, it's a back pass. So yeah, that makes me laugh as well.
It is an amazing thing to have such a signature move. Like, I've had people like at work around the office going like, have you seen this? Yeah. Like it's a mad viral thing.
Did you have a pop at Adam Mayer when he tried it against Notts County? Yeah, it didn't go very well.
Yeah, so Adam Mayer obviously did it and got Eastie sent off basically, and then. And there was another time Gibbo last season tried it, and then the striker sort of nipped in front of him. So then we made a rule that anyone who tries to do it other than me, it's a fine. So that's a bit of banter, but and then I was always thinking like, I'm getting the lads in trouble here because I do it. I thought I'm going to get the lads in trouble saying like I can't do it anymore. So it was a bit of banter. Obviously, ended up winning that game when he got sent off, and nothing led to the other chance. But I think this season, I think everyone's just said, just let Kell do it. It's his thing. No one else tried.
Well, look, we don't want to make it all about the thigh pass, because you did have an amazing season as well. I mean, for you personally, like coming down from League One into League Two and then bouncing back and having the season that you had, just reflect on that a little bit. How did you find all that?
Yeah, so I was obviously playing in League One, on loan from Newcastle, but I was playing for, good clubs in League One, like Wigan, Plymouth. Was at Peterborough, and then good clubs, but like clubs at that level, and got promoted from League One as well, with Wigan the first time I was there. So then I dropped down to League Two for the first time in like 5 years. I was like 25, and I was thinking like, I've got a big choice, like not a choice, because obviously everyone wants to play well and have a good season, but it was I knew my career could go one or two ways in terms of go back to League Two and have an average season, and everyone thinks, it's been relegated and that's probably where you should be playing. Or really, I believe that I should, as a player, I was better, like good enough to play higher than League Two, but it was like about proving this. Because if you can think in your head, but then if you don't prove it, then maybe you are. So it was a big off season. Obviously, coming to Cambridge and getting relegated. Took that quite personally, felt responsible because I felt like I didn't do enough for myself or for the club. So I'm glad just to repay the club, the fans, and more importantly myself, in terms of went down to League Two for the first time since I made my debut, and then I had a good season and kicked straight back on.
Well, it was amazing. Also, I mean, I think you played basically every minute, didn't you, in the league? I think you got taken off in the second to last game to save your legs, from my memory. But like you basically played 46 games, didn't you? So amazing impact. And obviously, like the squad sort of changed a little bit from last season. We've got lost a bit of experience, as with like Morrow leaving in particular, such a leader for the team, but obviously the back line. Has that sort of changed your role at all in the defence?
I think it has. Obviously, I can't speak highly enough of Morrow. As a player, firstly, like the career he's had, like I would snap your hand off for his career, and as many players would. As a guy as well, like from the first day I came in, and obviously as time goes on, you grow closer to each other. But just really was a good guy in football. Wanted us to do well. Obviously, he was at that stage in his career where he wanted, seeing me, any information he'd give me, and he'd see me use it and get better. You could see he was actually happy for that, happy for me. But yeah, great lad. So him obviously leaving was, you don't want to see good lads and good men leave the dressing room. But obviously for me now, it's maybe he's a bit more weight and responsibility on my shoulders, in terms of, maybe people are looking at me now for answers, and I've got to be the one to give them, arm around the shoulder when they need it, or get the back line on it and making sure I'm driving the standards, which I'm more than capable of doing and more than happy enough doing. And I'm, relishing the challenge. Like, obviously, will I make mistakes along the way? 100% I will, but I definitely give 100% in that role.
Yeah, and I guess going back into League One, then you must be looking forward to that. It's a big challenge, but how are you feeling about the season ahead?
So excited. So many big clubs in League One this season, and I think a lot of games will be a real test. But that's something that we've got to see as such a positive. Like, every game going into a game, we might be the underdog, and we've not got to shy away from that. We've got to be, we can prove everyone wrong here. And yeah, and as an individual, likewise, obviously I've had a good season last season E2, but for me now, there's no reason why I can't and I shouldn't carry that on this season.
Last question, then I'll let you go.
Yeah.
Can you get a pint of milk in Northstowe yet?
Look, I'm waiting for Lidl to open, and as soon as that little shop opens, I think I want the pair of scissors and I'll cut the ribbon, because at the minute Long Stanton's too far for me to walk.
Do you know what cracked me up? I'm sure you've seen the article.
Yeah,
obviously you're in it. Yeah. It's clearly the journalist didn't know who you were, because he doesn't put Cambridge United centre back Kell Watts. He just put his local resident. Yeah,
I was there, and this lady came up and said, I'm doing like an article on Northstowe, like the estate and the village and what's good and what's bad. Like, it's all right if I have 5 minutes with you. And then I said, yeah, no problem. Like, I was just enjoying my coffee. Like, I said, yeah, no problem. She asked me loads of questions, and I was like really positive about Northstowe. Do you know what I mean? I like living there. And she said, like, some people are saying this and saying that. I was like, I'm not really, I've got no kids, so I'm happy just going there and relaxing after training and type of thing. And all I said was, like, it would be nice so if like I could just walk somewhere, get the basics, like a pint of milk. And yeah,
they've taken it and ran, haven't they?
She just took that and ran and said, like, not many local shops nearby, and so.
Well, look, it's opening up soon, isn't it? So
it's opening soon. Yeah.
Get that milk in for those 5 passes, mate. Cheers.
Yeah. Come on.
Nice one, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Well, Dom, thanks for joining us. How's the summer been so far?
Yeah, it's always better after a successful season. I mean, I think to finally get over the line, the last game of the season was incredible. We could have done it before that, but it just made it more exciting, didn't it? And to have all the fans on the pitch after the game, it just made the summer so much better.
Yeah, but saying just before we got started recording this, I saw you last. Actually, I looked up at the end of England 4, Croatia 2 in the Dallas Stadium. I looked up at the big jumbotron in the middle of the pitch to see the Cambridge United captain Dom Ball there, and I felt like I was hallucinating. I was like, that can't be real. But you were there. You were at the World
Yes,
Cup
yeah.
this summer?
So we'd planned it. There's actually a really good story with that. So were you at the game as well?
Yeah. I think the other end of the pitch, but yeah, like we looked up at the end. We were like, because I was with another friend who also supports Cambridge.
Yeah.
We were like, is that Don Ball? We were like, it can't be. That is Don Ball.
Yeah. So we, it was an incredible story. So I went out there with my family. We'd planned it for ages. We didn't actually have any. I had a ticket, but my family didn't. I was able to get 3 tickets for my dad and my 2 brothers the day of the game. So they were buzzing. So we've all gone over there together. Our tickets with me and my mates, we were all separate, but we've got in there. We found seats together, and we're sort of like 20 minutes in. We've looked behind us and there's a box free. So we're away. We're all excited, all buzzing. One by one at half time, we just slipped into the box, and to start with, we were sort of like just hiding in the box, and then we scored the 4th, and we're like, okay, we can enjoy ourselves. So we're a bit confident now. We can we can enjoy this now. So we're celebrating. My family have taken a video. They've sent it to us, and we've looked up on the screen, and we're like, oh my god, we're on there. And you look at the photo. We've got photos of it, and you're like, that's just incredible. Honestly, that day was one of probably the best game I've been to in my life. Just of the whole experience, before it, after it, during it. The stadium was incredible, wasn't it? Like,
did I see you were dressed in cowboy boots or the Texan gear as well?
No, but I did buy myself, and my friend bought my son a cowboy hat. So we went to Fort Worth in Dallas, and we had our cowboy hats on. So it was good.
Yeah, good part of the world, isn't it? Well, move on to the club stuff again after a sort of, I guess, disappointing end to a good few weeks. But yeah, I mean, so this pre-season, obviously we're out in Spain. I mean, you were here in the run in the sort of build up to last season as well, which obviously ended really well for us. I mean, any notable differences between going into a League One season compared to last season? Anything you think is particularly different?
I think it was a massive change around last year. It's always difficult. You're coming into a squad where the team has been relegated, and there were a lot of changes. I mean, the gaffer and the staff and Bonds, and even the players. The ones that came in, we all bought into. We want to be back up there, without any guarantees. But okay, let's make the change. Let's do all the right things to build that. And I think the difference is we have built that. We have built that sort of team spirit, that culture. From last year, that winning mentality, and you can feel that that's carried on into this season with the additions of that quality that we need, and the players coming in buying into that as well. So it has been a positive pre-season. There's still quite a few weeks to go as well.
Is you played a lot of different levels throughout your career, a lot of different, like you played Championship, League One, League Two. When you're a club like us getting promoted, do you have to change your mentality a little bit? Like, we know we're a small fish in League One. I guess we're not in League Two. We know we're challenging a bit at the top end, or we're hoping to. In League One, I guess it's a bit of a different situation for us. We're maybe like hoping for survival. Is that for players? Do you try and just ignore all that, or is that something you actually like consciously try and switch on to as a mentality?
I think it definitely is different. I mean, for most of us last year, I do think deep down the expectation was we need to be up there, whether that was playoffs or whether that was automatics. I think as the season went on, we realised how good we were, which we had built, and even this season, it's very hard to put sort of like a mark on what success is. But I think as a group, we know confident in what we are and what we do. But it is very hard to say, what is success for us? Is it playoffs? Is it top half of the table? Is it staying up? But I think we're quietly confident. The team spirit goes a long way, and you add the quality of the players that have come in. It helps. So you keep that, that solidity sort of that base that we have, that platform that we built last year, and you add quality to that, which is what is needed, gives us a good chance.
Is that something that this week's really good for? Like being out in Spain all as a group, like team spirit, and sort of getting to know the new boys and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's massive. I think that was a lot of the stuff last year. A lot of the success comes from that team spirit. You look to the side and you're playing with players that you want to fight for. You want to go into battle with, and that got us over the line. And we need to have that this season with more quality, and we know that.
Yeah. Reflecting on last season, then, was there a moment last season that you thought, oh, we're serious? Was there a game that you thought something changed a little bit? Because our season was started a little bit middling, and then we obviously went on this mad run. Was there a game in there that something clicked, or?
I think there was a period, probably around sort of after Christmas, where I never thought we were going to lose.
Yeah.
And not winning was sometimes a bit frustrating, and it was. You look at the end of the season. I mean, I think after the Notts County game, it was sort of like, okay, it's there for us now. We just got to go and grab it. But then you have, it isn't that simple. You know, you feel it like, okay, we're there now, and we had a few draws. We let in a few late goals, but I would say I was very confident after the Notts County game. I thought, we're going to do this. But probably around Jan, Feb, when we were on that long run, I think deep down, I thought that was success for us last year, getting promoted, yeah, through automatics.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, great to get over the line. Ended it in the best possible way, I guess. Can't let you go without asking, how was it after we got promoted? How was the night?
Do you know what? The night was very good. It was great to be in Cambridge. Well, I think even at the stadium's always good. On the pitch with all the fans, can't breathe for about 20 seconds when everyone runs on, and you try to escape. And honestly, there is no better feeling for me anyway, for a player, for 10 months of the season working with the team. We created that great culture. There's nothing better than getting over the line. That moment when you do it, and then. I think it takes, you go out together for a couple of days, then we went away with each other. It's not until after that where you sit down and go, that was a great season. That was a great season. But it was, with the lads we had, we've lost some great lads. You're always going to have those memories together. And we've spoken about that in this pre-season. You always remember that. You always remember those times that you had after you've celebrated promotion. And really, that's as a player, that's what you want. You want those wins, you want those promotions. So
it's what it's all about. Well, Don, thanks very much for joining us.
Pleasure as always, and hopefully another successful season.
Well, thanks for joining us, Pelly. How's the summer been so far?
Summer's been good, man. Been enjoying myself fully. Obviously, got promoted with the team, so yeah. We've enjoyed our summer now, but now it's back to hard work, and season starts soon. So yeah, it's been good time away, but yeah, it's time to get working again.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we talked to Don Ball about the World Cup a little bit. We talked to Neil Harris there a little bit about the World Cup. I wanted to ask you. I mean, you were probably a few minutes away from having quite the bragging rights over the rest of the dressing room, I guess.
Yeah, man.
How'd you find the summer?
I was watching it with Dom, and then obviously Congo scored and that, and then he was like, yeah, and I was just looking at him. He was frustrated. Obviously, we had a chance with Johan Wissa to put it 2, and then listen, after that anything goes, and obviously you got Hurricane, world class striker and that. But yeah, listen, it went down to the wire, but yeah, listen, England got some great players, and they proceeded to go through. So would have been funny changing him in the next couple of days, but yeah, listen, unfortunately we didn't make it through. But yeah,
I guess it is what it is. Well, I guess just very briefly, reflection on last season. Obviously, a successful one for you, successful one for the club. How did you find last season overall?
Obviously I was out, first time me being away from Luton as a fully free agent, so yeah, just having a look around, in Cambridge were a team that I was interested in, and yeah, signed a couple of weeks before the season started, and obviously wasn't quite up to fitness, and then got up to fitness, and then played most of the majority of the game, missed one for suspension, and yeah, listen, it was a slow start, we didn't really get any back-to-back wins, but we knew you could do something special here, and got to about November, December, just went on a mad run. I think it was like 12, 15 games unbeaten, back-to-back wins, and sitting in the top 3 for the majority of the season. And obviously the last game against Crewe was a bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a bit.
Were you nervous on the pitch?
Not really, but obviously once the whistle went, you're waiting, and obviously the fans heard it before us, and then yeah, that relief. It's more relief than anything, and yeah, didn't help. 90 missing the penalty, but that's my way, man. Penalty taker, I'll get onto him all the time. 90, try to make us go playoffs and that, but yeah,
we got there in the end.
Yeah, we got there in the end. Relief, and then obviously the fans when we got back into Cambridge, and just a lot of joyful faces and that. So yeah, can't complain.
You said it yourself, I think, on the pitch at the end of the Crew game. You said, "This is what I do." That was the quote, I think.
What I do, man? just the 5 minutes.
You have
No.
become a bit of a promotional specialist. So
Listen, all jokes aside, listen, it's tough to get promoted. Look at Maka. Maka's been, I think, like 28, 29 in his first promotion. So get promotion, you got to enjoy it as much as you can. It's a nice feeling. Just share it with your family, your friends, your teammates, and yes, something I've been used to. But obviously, the more you do it, not the easier it gets, but you know certain things to talk about, what to do, and sometimes a bit of luck. I'm not going to lie to you. Some teams you get a bit of luck, some teams injuries, and you meet some teams at the right time or some teams at the wrong time. So yeah, it's about having that consistency and getting promotion is what I do, man.
And in those moments, do you get like, towards the end of the season when we're sort of crawling across the line a little bit, or we're like right at the end, are you a bit of a figure of, because you've been there and done it, were there players who were sort of looking to you for like a bit of calm in those moments and like trying to ease any doubts, or is that a figure you took on in the changing room?
Yes and no. Like, I'll tell people, listen, if we handle our business, we're going to get promoted, innit? So even though other teams can help you, we was in command of our whole season, our whole situation towards the end. So I'm like, boys, relax, man. Like, we're here, we're in a great position. If we continue playing where we was, obviously the last, let's say 10 games, didn't really win as much as we wanted to, but kept the momentum, kept playing as well as you could, and got the job done in the end. It's about finishing the top 3 places, and we've done that.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to get it done as well. And I guess just looking ahead to next season, obviously up in League One again. Again, a division where obviously you've been there and done it before. I mean, looking forward to the season. What are your sort of hopes for the season ahead?
Yeah, we want to aim as high as possible. Realistically, if we make the playoffs, I think it'll be a massive achievement for the club. But we want to remain a League One club, and then go from there. Obviously, we're going to set us as high as possible. We want to start off fast and not be chasing teams where you're in around December, you're holding around relegation zone and everyone's feeling a bit nervous. So we want to put the club, the players and the fans at ease and try to win as much games early as possible, and then hopefully more on for the season. It's going to be, you're going to be tough to step up in leagues, and get new players in. We've lost a couple experienced players, and obviously hopefully we get some in to balance the team and hopefully make a good run at League One. We know it's a tough league, and there's a lot of strong teams. Look at Leicester, you look at Luton, former team, and you look at Stockport out in the playoffs. It's a lot of strong team that's going to want to push. So if we can match them against ourselves, we'll be in a good position come May. Yeah,
well, absolutely. Well, look, we look forward to it. It all starts with Preston tomorrow, and then on to the big one. But thanks for joining us, Pelly, and all the best of it.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to the final part of day 2. Just me and Tom here, wrapping up our day, really, aren't we? It's raining. Inexplicably, Tom, it's raining.
Yes. Not even in England do we get this sort of weather.
No, not anymore.
As in England, the Mediterranean country.
Yeah.
However, in Spain, it's just... You can never rely on the weather in Spain. That's what I've always said.
Yeah, it is the hottest rain I've ever felt in my life. But anyway, enough about
Acid
that.
Rain.
I think we've said enough about the weather today. Tom, do you want to wrap up our day, because people will have just heard 3 player interviews. We managed to get Kell, Don Ball, and Pelly Ruddock, your hero. No Ben Knight in the end. The timings were the timings, mainly because we got 45 minutes for Neil Harris, which is going to come out as its own pod. If you're listening to this on Thursday night, it'll probably come out Friday morning, just because we're about to go out to dinner. So that'll come out tomorrow morning. But do you want to wrap up our day? Any thoughts, reflections, feelings? Set the scene.
Set the scene. Well, I'm with you, Britain, because it's currently pissing it down with rain. Laughably enough, Julian has put it, because when we got back from training, we had a bit of pool time, and Julian, quite funnily, put his trunks outside on the balcony to dry. And I'm currently looking at them, and they are being piss wet through by what I can only describe as a monsoon from the Spanish skies. The day was brilliant, to be fair. It was really good. Like, it was a really good day. I suppose you have to give props to people from the club like Dan and a few others who gave us incredible access, and I think all the interaction we had with all the players and all the staff and all the management were were really good, and hopefully it's reflected in a few of the interviews that you've either just heard or will hear with Neil Harris. But yeah, really good. I think there's a couple of things that I'll take from the day. I think one of them, having watched training, is that I would never ever want to be on Neil Harris's bad side.
Jesus Christ!
Because the guy, like, again, like you'll probably hear it in the interview, but he goes from, I think, like really laughable, really jokey, like really. Like, I think he's always likable, but I think he goes from being like very funny and very bubbly and very like warming to quite intense quite quickly.
Watching him trying to drill wing backs today
Yeah.
was something you don't want to be on the wrong side.
Yeah, I mean,
if
look,
Zach Bradshaw is ever not up high enough,
or in tight enough, or quite quick enough, or his first touch ain't good enough,
or deep enough.
yeah, I mean, look, I think he's a real taskmaster, Neil Harris. The other thing I'd say is that I think Harris talks a lot about culture, which I think can be. I think sometimes people kind of hear it and they go, "Oh yeah, all right." Like what are you talking about? It's football at the end of the day, like 11 players against 11. But we mentioned it actually in the interview with Neil Harris, and I don't want to just talk about the interview on this more than the actual interview itself because it's worth a listen on its own. But we've been to a couple of training days. We've watched training under a couple of different managers. One of them is Neil Harris. One of them is another guy. It doesn't take a genius to work out who the other guy was and who the other squad was. And what I will say is that the squad under Gary Monk, when we first went to go and watch training, was you came out of it with more questions than answers, shall we say? And I think we've built a really good group of blokes. And I don't know how where they're going to finish in League One. I don't know how well placed they are to compete in League One or to be challenging in League One or whatever. But I think there's a really good group of blokes there, a really good management staff who really, really give a shit, basically. Which is point one, and that's the biggest thing probably. But yeah, look, we've had a really good day. The hotel this day was really nice. I will say it was a little bit surreal because you'll have heard Neil say that. So Port Vale were training on the pitch next to us. There's a few English clubs out here. I think we've got Port Vale, obviously ourselves, Luton and Preston, of course, as well. And we were sat having a beer just after we finished up all the interviews. And we looked over to the pool and there was like 3 or 4 Port Vale players doing races in the pool. And I thought, this is like... And then just John Brady just walked past. like,
drinking a coffee.
Flip-flops, drinking a coffee. He was like, all right, chaps. I was like...
Des Buckingham walked past us?
Des Buckingham, yeah, who incredibly works for Al Ettifaq or something.
Yeah, because they're
We pulled up to the hotel just for watching training, and the Albacete club coach was parked outside.
It was like a bit of a fever dream.
Yeah, it's a really strange thing, but I will say I think the club have done brilliant by us, and
Oh yeah.
this maybe people listening won't, it doesn't matter too much to them, but I will say for us as a podcast, it's been a really pleasing trip so far.
It's been brilliant. We've got so much time from them, and we've got the game tomorrow. Looking forward to the friendly?
Yeah, I am. I really am. I think it'll be a good watch as well, I think. I mean, by the way, sorry, the one thing I didn't mention when I was just doing all the diatribe about access and that sort of stuff is how hot it is, by the way.
We've said that. I think every 5 minutes of this pod that people are listening to, there's a mention of how hot it is.
Look, it's warm. And I did the same thing on my sort of, very, 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 very pissed up voice notes in Texas. It's warm out here, all right? It is warm, and it does make you think, what have we done to this planet? When you're sat there watching like Shane Lavery doing drills, and you're literally sat there sweating, and again, not in a weird way, just in like a way that this is hot.
Shane Lavery, lovely pair of goggles today in the pool.
Yeah, and Shane McLaughlin as well. You do wonder about the club's budget because it did look like there was only one pair of goggles to go
between
around.
them.
Yeah, admittedly not professional swimmers.
No,
footballers.
Admittedly.
So not that important.
Worth saying, the only thing I think you've missed on your perfect summary of the day is in the chat we had with Harris that was actually off mic when we were at the training ground, how highly he spoke about Callum Perry.
Yeah. Also loved in that he just said Frank rates him.
Frank rates him really
Frank
highly.
who?
Frank who?
Oh, Lampard. Oh, yeah.
Lamps.
What, heard of him? Yeah. No, he gave him really high praise. He gave him really high praise off air when we were chatting to him about Callum Perry, and also on air as well, which I think is as big as a biggest compliment as you can pay, compared to the likes of Reece James and Glenn Johnson.
Of players he's coached, I think he said.
Different eras.
Yes.
But no, I think, look, it's early days for someone like Callum Perry, 20 years old, of course. But, yeah.
We shall see. Might play tomorrow. By the time you listen to this, you might know how he's got on in his debut, friendly debut. That's us for today. Tomorrow, I don't entirely know our plan. I guess we'll do something pre-match. Maybe we'll do a pre-match half-time and a post-match. Or we could just do a pre-match and a post-match.
Let's not promise things that we can't deliver.
Good point.
I would say.
It's 11 o'clock kickoff, though. Fascinating kickoff time.
11 a.m, yeah.
To watch one of the most unique games of football I think I'll ever watch in my life.
Cambridge against Preston
in
the
Mercia.
Pinatar Arena.
What a dream. 500 tickets sold, apparently.
Yeah,
We'll
but
find out tomorrow.
The only thing is we don't know who to. I mean, it'd be funny if like 500 Luton fans turned up.
yeah.
That'd be great.
You never know.
But yeah, look, I think we're obviously glad to meet a couple of the listeners out there as well.
Yes, yeah, we had a couple of beers with a few listeners.
Which is great.
We're putting these pods out for everyone, including the Neil Harris one. Obviously, you know that the coconut tier is... Everyone knows all about the coconut tier. The WhatsApp chat, which I mentioned in the first part of this pod, is worth... and if you pay your £5, you'll be in that WhatsApp chat. And we gave them a few scoops today.
I would like to say while we're recording, I'm a man of the people here, and it's worth.
He did convince me.
It's worth noticing that old Mr. Right Wing capitalist over there, Julian, was desperate to put every single word behind a paywall.
If it was up to me, nothing would be for free.
Yeah, and do you know what? I appreciate the coconut tier members more than anything because they're not round dodgers or that sort of stuff.
No.
But I was desperate to make sure this content reaches the masses. And for anyone that is in Spain, by the way. It is worth noting as well, we are going to be finding a bar near the ground.
Good point.
After the game tomorrow, where we're going to try and collect most of, if not all, the Cambridge fans that have come out here. So
we will put that somewhere on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, somewhere or other. You'll find UTAS. You'll find us there. The game finishes at 1 p.m. We'll be having a good time after that. I'll see you tomorrow, Tom.
How do you say bye in Spanish?
Yeah, I was waiting for you. Adios.
Gracias.